Hey there, beautiful souls. This is Christine Padovon, the Paladina, and wanted to go over with you just very briefly, not too long. I did a interview just a little while ago with Scott Sloan of 700 WLW in Cincinnati. They are on iHeartRadio. When it becomes available, it'll be live. Live. I mean, it'll be online around 11:06 this morning Eastern Time. I will include the link to the interview below. It's 15 minutes. It's not a lot of time to go over a lot of different things, but the primary reason why Scott wanted to talk to me was about a chemical fire that is going on in Richmond, Indiana, that is an hour or so from Cincinnati. And the residents in that area of Cincinnati were very concerned about returning home and still having toxins in the air that could cause health issues for them and their pets and all of that. So I wanted me to answer a few questions. And I gave a few tips of what to do, and we're going to include more of that below. Now, Scott's going, okay, well, how long is it going to stay in the air? In Cincinnati, he said, is in a valley. Could be 3-4 months, but as we're seeing in all these different studies around the world, we're seeing particles that almost seem to stay in the air for much longer periods of time. And so what I always recommend is having definitely with your air filters and your air handlers at the home, have a higher rated MERV rating for your filter. I had mentioned on the air 11 or higher. 13 is actually optimal for pulling out pollutants, nanoparticles, all these very tiny, tiny particles. And he was saying, oh, well, isn't that going to hurt your air handler? Well, I'm including a link below to a study where most modern day HVAC units can handle how finite these filters are in terms of moving the air through them and not hurting the air handler. So I would think if you do have an older unit and you are a little concerned about it, the big thing with air filters is you do have to change them. You can't keep them in there forever. Many people leave their air filters in for 6 months or more, which is not optimal. I'm going to give you an example. There was construction going on near the home I was living in California. This is back in 2013. And a few blocks away, this development was still creating new homes. Now, you didn't see the construction dust in the air in front of you as you're walking around, but what I was noticing was our air filters were getting full, not even 3 months in, a couple months in. I mean, and the other thing I was noticing was I was having trouble breathing. Even the cats, our 2 cats were having trouble breathing. And so I said, I got to check the filter. And sure enough, you just saw this tremendous amount of material dust from the construction that was just happening several blocks away. But you'd think, oh, well, we've got so many of all these winds here in Gilroy, California, that should be just taking that away. Not necessarily. So here's the thing. Always make sure, especially for those near the Ohio derailment spill. We have another derailment spill in Maine. I'm going to be talking to groups there. I'm in touch with the groups in Ohio on these tips to what to do to protect their home and pets and all of that. So yes, I don't recommend right now that Cincinnati should have open windows, even though it is still cooler right now, and you're thinking, okay, I want to have some of this fresh air. Is to get a higher rated MERV filter, air filter for your handler. and we'll do some examples below. There's also these types of masks. If you are having trouble breathing outside when you're doing activities and mowing the grass and doing things like that, I got them for a property in California where there was just a lot of heavy. There was by a horse farm. There was always this all these elements in the air constantly being thrown around, chickens and all sorts of other stuff, and it was also a very dusty property too. So we have these air masks now that have filters, and if you want to say activated carbon or activated charcoal, that these are filters that are removable. So when they're used up, you can change them out. And that will help to pull particles out of the air in your area so that you're not breathing that in as you're going about your daily business. I would say at least for the next couple of months or so, it's going to be a good idea to do that. If you're really seeing that the air feels very stagnant and you're starting to have those issues. The other thing is I'm partnered with a wonderful colleague named Monica Cajillo at Vollara, which is NASA-inspired, award-winning technology for air and water purification. And these are not huge units. These are small units. They are not thousands of dollars. Ordering through Monica, I have a thing going on with her where she will give 20% off especially to anyone in these areas that it's not your fault that this chemical fire started, that has these issues where there is chemical fires, derailment spills, anything like that have put toxins in your air, in your surrounding area. And these are wonderful units to actually improve the quality of your home and actually give more value to your home if you're going to sell your home down the road or whatever. And because some of these units are actually installed into your air filtration unit to help create. It's interesting. We'll do a talk with her. She's just amazing with the knowledge she has about air and water purification and how this can keep those toxins from getting into your body, take care of your pets and all of that. So I'm going to include her information down below, and we are going to be setting up a talk with her too here on Rumble. And also for the new radio show that's going to be coming out soon nationally. The other thing, as you know, is to keep these toxins moving out of you. And if you have parakeets, pets, parrots, cats, dogs, hamsters, whatever, you can actually give them bay leaf water. Bay leaf water is glutathione. Now, it's diluted in the sense that it's not like if you took a supplement that has 250 milligrams in a capsule or 500 milligrams in a capsule, that is a higher dose for humans. But this is very safe. Glutathione is water soluble. So my concern also is our pets as well and the animals around us. So to protect them from keeping any toxins that they're breathing in, or if they're rolling around outside in the ground, you're concerned about that, toxins in the ground getting on their fur and harming them down the road. Add bay leaf water to their water dish. And of course, when you're making your bay leaf water, please use purified water. And Vollara has those units as well that you can install on your kitchen tap. They do have whole home water filtration as well. And yeah, I mean, these are things that you can do to keep those toxins out of your air, out of your water, and out of your body. And because if you are breathing it in, I'll give you an example. I think I might have talked about this. My aunt and uncle in Italy years ago owned a paint shop, and they had it for many, many years, and they never had proper ventilation in their shop. And this was kind of figured out, back in the 60s, 70s, and before that. No one was really thinking that, if you breathed in a paint fume or a chemical fume, that this could cause problems later on. Well, they had extreme neuropathy issues later on in life, memory issues, mood swings. My uncle, it really very badly affected him, where he became catatonic. I mean, he basically, his motor skills for speaking and getting dressed or anything, I mean, he basically needed help because he couldn't move. He bodily couldn't, it was terrible. His nerves were not speaking, his synapses and all that were not speaking to his muscles anymore, allowing him to speak, allowing him to move. So there's many major issues from chronic toxicity. It's not just acute toxicity that we worry about now in the world. There's just so many different accidents and environmental issues going on. So getting glutathione supplements, and we have the link below, in keeping those toxins moving out of you and preventing serious illness and disease later. Bay leaf water for your pets. I'm working with Dr. Standinger and a few other colleagues on what can we create as a supplement. What is going to be the right dose for poultry, for especially for bird flu. I'm trying to talk to groups about glutathione to prevent bird flu instead of giving them a vaccine. For cats, for dogs, what would be the correct dosage, say in an IV, when a dog or cat has been poisoned or it's just suffering from toxicity? But right now, you can be giving them bay leaf water, and it's probably okay. Avocado is also high in glutathione. Mix a little bit of avocado in your cat or dog's food. Cilantro is also high. I don't know if they'll eat the cilantro though. So yeah, I mean, these are what you can do to keep the toxins moving out of you. Vollara, with their amazing NASA-inspired technology in keeping your air and water clean. They also have the adapters for the car. I had mentioned, and we'll include the link below, there's these wonderful activated charcoal bags that you can put in your car. You can put them anywhere. You can hang them in closets, even to freshen the air around your clothes. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else here. I'm just looking at my notes. I think that's about it. I mean, we're going to be having more talks with all these different locations. We do group webinars for up to about 100 people right now. We can do at a time. And for any questions, concerns, other things that are going on with you that we can address. And I know this from experience. I've been severely poisoned, went through pretty much most of everything that a person will go through when they've had extreme toxicity in the body. So I think that's it. I don't want to keep you guys, but take a look at the links, and we'll be doing more interviews on the air. I'll be doing more interviews starting tomorrow and through midnight, and very excited about some of these conversations I'm going to be having on what people can do to keep themselves safe and healthy, and go from there. Thanks, guys. Love you all, and stay well, stay blessed.